lineup that you guys close with, and had you ever, in your mind, imagined that's going to be a closing lineup for you guys?
I did. I did think that was a possibility to be a closing lineup or a starting lineup or a middle of the game lineup. Um, but I think what worked, we had proper spacing. We were able to get a lot of stops. We switched a lot, kept bodies on bodies. And then that group was really able to come up with the rebounds. So down the stretch, they had one shot. If they didn't make it, we were off to the races. So I think defensively it was really good for us. And then everybody just found the proper spacing to allow us to make the plays. And, we made the plays down the stretch, and obviously Steph was incredible. Jimmy made a couple huge plays down the stretch, including the shot. Al, big shot. J.K. was hawking Murray still, so that steal and finish he came up with was great. So we had, we was able to put it all together there at the end with that group.
Draymond, Steph was pretty emotional. He missed that three, and he was encouraging the crowd to get going. He says, I don't like to shoot free throws with the crowd quiet. What kind of player is he that he can just kind of rise to the occasion and the fans can fuel him like they did tonight? I mean, he's obviously does it himself, but the fans too.
Yeah, he loved the moment. That's just who he's been since I've known him. The bigger the moment, the more he rises. He's this quiet guy. We all know Steph, right, how he is. But he loved the show. I think, and so anytime it's a show to be put on, he's going to do it. And, he did that tonight in a major way.
Right over here, you and Steph have been together for over a decade.
Where the hell you been?
What's up?
Wow, good to see you.
Now, if you can remember my name, then I'll really be
Nate.
impressed. All right.
All right, like am I idiot? You guys just think I'm dumb. It's crazy. You want a last name too, Duncan? Oh,
That's right. All right. You and Steph have been together for over a decade. Jamal Murray and Jokic have been together for that long. Al and Butler are great, great vets as well. Can you tell me about what it was like, just the mental side of the game in crunch time with all that experience on the floor?
Yeah, I think just having that much experience, you just kind of know what to do, and there's no panic. I think that's the most important part. You get down those last few minutes of the game or in overtime, a lot of times people get sped up, and oftentimes that's due to the pressure, and lack of experience. And, we don't lack that at all. And so everybody, with the familiarity of being in those moments, we knew exactly what we needed to get to. And, that's why you want experience and on your team for moments like that. Moments nobody was unfamiliar to the moment for us, and I think that was as big as anything. So we were locked in, able to make the plays we needed to make. But the experience in moments like that helps a ton.
50 points and 10 threes for you, kind of in a new situation to have a finish like that.
It was nice. It was nice to be a part of that, and Steph hitting that shot to force overtime, and for us to find a way to win the game, it feels really good.
How about that part of it? The Steph aspect and just being on the Warriors. How unique is the feel of being out there in that type of environment with them?
Yeah, I mean it's. Those are difficult shots, shots that that you need those to go down, and to be a part of that, it's pretty special. Playing these type of games, it's a great team, one of the best teams in our league, and for us to be able to find a way to win that's pretty special.
Al, you talked a lot about you picked this team because you knew they had a chance to play special games. You obviously played against them. And when you're in the middle of it, you're seeing Steph do that, Jimmy do that, you're hitting a three. At any point you're going, yeah, this is why I'm here, this is why I picked this situation?
Yeah, I mean, it's, I'm fortunate to be in this position. And for these moments, it's what you play for, and understanding that, that we still have a long ways to go. But to be able to come here and take, Denver was great tonight. Aaron Gordon was great, and everything they were doing to take their best shot and and still be there and manage to get it to overtime and be a part of this game. It's what I'm excited to be here for.
Al, your first official game here as a Warrior with this home crowd. Just what do you think of the environment, especially late in regulation and into overtime?
Energy was great. Fans were really into it and helping us. Just a very, very fun atmosphere and different guys coming in and contributing. And we talked about the Steph shots, but then Jimmy hits that big three from the top of the key, and that was also a special play. But just in general, all they got.
Combo lineup late, and I mean, was that like a coach's discussion?
Yeah, it was during a timeout. Terry suggested it. Chris DeMarco also suggested it. They just thought the way Steph was going with Jimmy out there, we were going to score. That was my biggest concern. Could we execute? They just reminded me we have Steph and Jimmy, and they'll find a way to score, and they did. And it was fantastic to watch the defense with that kind of size and length. Our guys did a great job finishing what was just a phenomenal basketball game.
I know you've spent, probably a month talking about various combinations. Is that one you even thought you might
No,
go to?
we never even talked about that combination until tonight. But it just felt like the right thing to do. I mean, they were having their way with us throughout the game. They shot 54%. Gordon with 50. I mean, we just couldn't stop them. And so we felt like to win the game, we were going to have to get our best defensive lineup on the floor, our most athletic lineup, and obviously Steph and Jimmy, handled the offensive side of the ball, but we had a lot of guys step up and make big plays. Al knocking down shots, J.K. with the steal, the layup, the big rebound down the stretch. So it was really fun to watch that group that's never played together close a game against one of the best teams in the league.
Steve, down the stretch, how good was Draymond Green? He had the stop on Jokic to force overtime. Then in overtime, it seemed like he had several big plays on the defensive side of the floor.
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, part of the benefit of playing the bigger lineup was we could put Draymond on Murray, which our defensive coaches were suggesting, just so that he could switch the pick and roll with Al, and so he ended up on Jokic, and Draymond has just an incredible knack for making enormous defensive plays. He just has a feel for angles and beating people to the spot, and then being able to challenge with those long arms and that anticipation, and that was quite a play.
Just to confirm, Steph said he didn't think this group had ever, even in practice, played together.
No.
Yeah, and in this lineup, who's the shooting guard?
You make the pick.
I was going to say Draymond, probably. Draymond, maybe?
Jimmy or J.K., I guess.
Okay.
Draymond's the 4, Al's the 5. But it doesn't matter, and that's kind of modern basketball, positionless play, two-way play. If you can space the floor, this is why Al is just such an enormous addition for us. The ability to put him on Jokic down the stretch, and then also have him stretch the floor and make big shots.